It's funny. We spend so much of our lives trying to run away from problems. We stress about them, we complain about them, and when they finally show up, a lot of the time, we just freeze. So let's really dig into this, because what if that entire way of thinking is, well, just plain wrong?
Think about it for a second. What if that one thing standing in your way, that obstacle that you just can't stand,
is actually your greatest gift? A hidden opportunity just waiting for you? And look, this isn't some fluffy, positive thinking mantra. Nope. This is a tough-as-nails, super practical strategy for thriving that's been around for thousands of years.
This quote from Marcus Aurelius, it just nails the whole idea. I mean, think about who this guy was. A Roman emperor dealing with nonstop war, plagues, people betraying him, and this is what he figured out. He realized the very things meant to stop him were actually the fuel he needed. It's a total mind shift. The obstacle isn't blocking the path. The obstacle becomes the path.
Okay, so that sounds great, right? But how do you actually do it? Well, the Stoics built this incredible three-part framework. You can think of it like an operating system for dealing with reality. It's got three core disciplines that all work together: how we see things, what we do about them, and finally, how we endure them. Let's break that down.
All right, so first things first. It all starts up here, in your head. Before we can do anything, we have to see the situation clearly. This first discipline is all about mastering our perception.
The whole game here is to strip away all our subjective baggage. It's about stopping ourselves from pouring gasoline on the fire with our own panic, our own fear, our own anger. It's about seeing the problem for exactly what it is, not the monster our emotions make it out to be.
This slide really breaks it down perfectly. Okay, so the observing eye just sees the facts. I lost my job. That's it. But the perceiving eye, it tells a whole story. I lost my job, my life is over, I'm a total failure. See the difference? The Stoics knew we suffer way more in our imagination than we ever do in reality. The goal? Stick with that observing eye.
And this might be the most practical tool in the entire Stoic toolkit. It's called the Stoic fork. You literally take every situation and sort it into two buckets: stuff you can control and stuff you can't. Wasting even a single ounce of energy on that not in your control column is frankly pointless. But focusing 100% of your power on the left column, that's how you make real progress. And that progress leads us right to the next step: action.
Okay, so once your perception is clear, once you're calm, it's go time. It's time to act. But hold on, this isn't about just running around like a headless chicken. This is about focused, deliberate, and relentless action.
So action is the answer. It's about taking that clear-headed perception and channeling it. Not into complaining, not into worrying, but into creatively and just relentlessly chipping away at whatever is in front of you. It's about having a bias for action, for just moving forward, no matter how tiny that first step feels. This story about Amelia Earhart is a perfect example of just getting the ball rolling. I mean, the conditions were far from perfect for her. To be honest, the offer was kind of insulting. She wasn't going to be the pilot, she'd have 2 male chaperones, but you know what she saw? An opening. That was it. She grabbed that small opportunity because it was something. And that one little yes created the momentum that led to her legendary solo flight years later. Sometimes you just got to get in the game, you know?
You know that feeling when a goal is so huge it just paralyzes you? Yeah, we all do. Well, the legendary football coach Nick Saban came up with a brilliant solution for this. He called it the process. He literally told his players, forget the championship, don't even think about it. Just focus on this one drill right now. Do it perfectly. Then focus on winning this one play. By breaking a gigantic goal down into these tiny, manageable pieces, you make the impossible, well, possible.
But okay, what happens when action isn't enough? What about those obstacles that you just can't move? That's where the third and final discipline comes into play: the will. You can think of the will as your internal fortress. It's that deep down strength you rely on when everything else is stripped away. It's the power to not just grit your teeth and endure something awful, but to actually find some meaning in it. And, crucially, to gracefully accept the things you absolutely cannot change. This story about Thomas Edison is just wow. So picture this. His entire laboratory, his life's work, is burning to the ground. A total catastrophe. And what's his reaction? It wasn't despair. It was perspective. He saw it not as the end, but as a chance for a fresh start. That is a powerful, powerful display of the will in action, finding opportunity in the middle of a disaster. And this idea leads us to maybe the most powerful Stoic concept of all, amor fati. It literally means a love of fate. Look, it's one thing to just accept what happens to you, right? To tolerate it. But it's on a whole other level to actually embrace it, to love it, to see every single twist and turn, the good and the bad, as necessary fuel for who you're becoming. It's about turning "I have to do this" into "I get to do this."
So, let's wrap this all up. Let's bring it all together. Because perception, action, and will, they aren't just separate steps in a checklist. They are a fluid, interconnected system for navigating pretty much anything life can throw at you. So here it is. This is your toolkit for any challenge that comes your way. First, you perceive the situation clearly, with total objectivity. Then, you act with purpose and relentless energy. And finally, when you've done everything you possibly can, you draw on your will to endure, with strength and maybe even a little gratitude.
And when you put it all together, this whole framework leaves you with one really profound thought. Those challenges you're facing, they aren't detours from your life's path. They are the path. So I'll leave you with this. What's that obstacle sitting right in front of you today, and how are you going to use it to move forward?